Okay, we're back. This is Seth, and I'm here with executive producer Dan Palladino, Steve Callahan, who wrote this wonderful episode,
Hello.
and actress Mila Kunis, the voice of Meg.
What's up? Ah!
You're welcome.
Now, Seth, is your cell phone off?
My cell phone is still on, but I can't imagine who else would
Seth
call.
likes to get
Okay.
phone calls because he likes to pretend he's popular. I pretend.
Next time the phone rings, you should just answer and go, "Hello, show business."
I'll do
here's-
that.
Well, on the whole, I enjoy
It's Mort
my
Goldman
job as a
again.
Yeah.
pharmacist. In fact, many of my customers are your
Big,
mommies and
third season
daddies.
edition
Jimmy
Mort Goldman.
Hopkins, your mother had awful postpartum depression after you were born. And
That's a
Danielle,
strange-looking
your
kid.
father had
You're a
bad,
strange-looking
very bad
kid.
hemorrhoids that stung him unmerciful. Oh, they were awful.
Blah, blah, blah,
They
blah.
were
Now,
like
I
stinky
probably
little
should mention
balloons.
that the
I know.
teacher in this scene that we're about to see is actually named after a friend of my wife and me. Although you never hear her name, it was in the script, and so that she can,
Thank you, Mr. Goldman.
feel that
And
this
our
has been
final
verified.
speaker is
This
Mr.
is
Peter
Kristen
Griffin.
Patterson, who is herself a teacher in Rye, New York. So
That's a beautiful town.
it's been so documented.
Ah, very nice.
Yes.
Assembly line guys who
Have you been to Rye, New York?
No.
Oh,
But I've seen pictures.
nice of you to say.
I don't know. Boo!
Why, you little snot nose!
Mr. Griffin. He plays kickball
Going
on
to
the
kick
park
his
after
ass.
school. Get him there. So does anyone have any questions for Mr. Griffin?
Yeah, can we listen to the claims adjuster again?
Now
Oh,
this
that was my sister.
was her voice.
Yes.
The character comes back in a later episode. She is the
Oh, the one that
girl-
Chris has a crush on.
Yeah.
Now this. Okay, I should mention this.
Oh, Al Roker.
And finally, we got
It's actually Ollie
Does look
Williams.
like Al Roker, doesn't
It
it?
does a little bit.
The city skyline in the background of the news studio is something that we should have hit on. If you notice, the news background in the first two seasons looks muddy and just. We tried 80 million ways to make it look right, and everything looked horrible. And finally, we hit on that in the third season. And
Well, I can't see the background now.
It used to be just a lot of monitors and with
I can't
different.
talk fast enough.
Is that right? It used to be a lot of monitors with different action on it. Well, I think that's totally realistic because it feels like when you watch the real
Yeah.
local news every season, they gets some makeover. And,
Right.
Yeah.
and sent her off to the poop.
It's sitting through Hal Fishman that I can't stomach.
Again with the Hal
That's
Fishman.
gonna be my running bit.
How was your big presentation at Chris's class?
It was a huge waste of time.
Well, it couldn't have been that bad.
It was terrible. Everyone else there had some big important job and was way more successful than me.
Hey, come on! You have a great job.
Yeah,
Now this is something you pitched, Seth. I remember, and it just cracked me up. This attitude from Stewie.
That was
Pitched it the first time exactly like that.
uncomfortably polite Stewie. He was like trying to
I just hope
different
it goes
side of
away.
him,
That's
trying to find
I
something
guess.
good to
Even
say,
when
but
Margot Kidder was
really
here.
can't come up with much.
We loved you in the Superman movies. You were just wonderful.
Mr. Weed, I was wondering if maybe you'd like to come over to my house for dinner Friday night. That wasn't so hard.
Is that Alex?
I don't know.
What?
7:38.
Who's that?
That was Allison.
Now that was the updated establishing shot of the Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory.
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Because in the
The
first,
new-
well,
Yeah, it was my dreadful drawing. Oh, Steve, this was one of your.
This is the electric company.
This is a very funny Steve Callahan bit here.
Slow it down. It.
It's Peter's first day.
Come on, pal. It's my
Mila, do you
first
remember the
day.
electric company?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it, buddy.
What is this? It's really cute though.
It was,
I don't get it.
It's scary something that was
Kim,
after my time was before her time.
Yeah.
That's the gap in
Yeah,
age.
yeah. And dead on when I was a kid, I remember the electric company.
And that's what they did?
The Electric Company was
It was-
a show, a kids program on PBS.
For slightly older kids than Sesame Street, but it was very 70s. I mean, Morgan Freeman was on that show.
Right, he played the Easy
Different
Reader.
bedtime.
Wait, what did you say? Different guy?
No, that's not even important. But Morgan Freeman, the actor from Kiss the Girls, and
Mr.
Right, was
Shawshank
played the Easy
Redemption
Reader.
was-
Husband would like to say goodnight.
Here was, if I might give your attention to the screen here, is our
Oh
Sound
my
of
god.
Music.
Wait, this is when you made me sing, you asshole.
Yes. we all died.
I
We all
hate
died a little
you.
bit that day.
but Mila, listen.
Oh my god, wait.
And taste my first champagne.
Oh my god, I sound like shit. What the hell were you thinking?
You're very much on key. You
couldn't have hired someone to make it sound decent.
Yeah, you were good.
You were in the musical ballpark.
Sure.
Now,
It only took about an hour to do one line.
Is that Seth Green singing that high note?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's Seth
Oh,
Green
I
doing
actually
the high
remember
note.
when he was in the booth doing that.
This was a very, we should once again thank the Rodgers and Hammerstein Foundation. They're very protective with this music, and somehow...
They of all people, you use it.
I know.
When you do something like this, of this caliber, you can't make fun of it. So
They're very
that's
protective.
why we ended up doing, we thought it was funny enough that they would do it seriously, and that it was weird enough that they would do it seriously. And for the Rodgers and Hammerstein people, they figured serious is what it's about. So
right. I remember
in fact, there was a fart joke.
I was just gonna say their only request was that the fart joke that was a page and a half later.
Right. That was not related to the song be taken out.
But what a wonderfully warm, loving scene.
This
Seth is
episode,
here.
We have Seth Green and Mila Kunis
sitting on the same chair.
A rare public appearance.
This episode came about because we felt like Peter's job at the toy factory was not giving us much, and we wanted to change his profession. I don't think we knew what profession he was going to be at this point, but we did know that we had to do something about the toy factory and then and of course Mr. Weed. And we decided to he was a character on the show for 2 years, and we decided to
These are his last moments here.
These are his last moments.
His last moments alive.
I remember the actor was extremely unhappy about this.
He was.
He was wondering if it was some sort of thing that he was going to come back alive, and
yeah, he was wondering if he had done something to offend us. And
Many things.
We have Brian choking.
Ryan's choking. Do the Heimlich maneuver quick.
And unexpectedly, the same amount of food goes into the same bit goes into Mr. Weed's mouth.
He's dead.
No one even attempts the Heimlich on him, though.
Oh my God, Lois Lane is back.
And Margot Kidder forgot her purse, so she needs to return for
That's
it.
a great. I love it when they animate the runs that fast. It's just so ridiculous.
Realistic.
You mean when the characters
Yeah.
run or the runs themselves?
Hey.
I did it.
We'll be right back with more Seth Green here on the Bob Hope Christmas Special.
And now I remember for that one gag of Peter shoving Mr. Weed in the toilet, we had to add the downstairs bathroom. In the original design of the house, there was no downstairs
It was a
bathroom.
$50,000 add-on.
It was.
The contractor kept saying 2 weeks, and it was
It
always
never showed
longer.
up.
No,
Yeah.
he never showed
Was
up.
that a
Now
dead
that's
dog?
that was the death played by Adam Carolla and the dog played by
Jimmy Kimmel.
Jimmy Kimmel, who are the two who are together are the hosts of the Man Show
And
Loveline and K-Rock.
and Loveline, yeah.
What? Loveline.
Adam Carolla hosted, but Dr. Drew.
Well, yeah.
Dr. Drew, yeah.
He's on it though.
Has nothing to do with that.
But Dr. Drew does.
Is Hal Fishman on it? Oh, let's not get back to that.
It's Dr. Drew and Hal Fishman. No, it's just Dr.
There's a show I want.
This is Stewie being very heterosexual. That's unusual.
I'd fuck her.
I like that Chris is wearing a sneaker.
As you know,
Now this joke I think was probably about a 10%er at best, but
You got to speak into the tip of the mic.
See, look, this mic looks like a nipple. Do you see? And then his nipple is inverted.
so many boys just reached puberty hearing you saying that.
My nephew Matthew thanks you for that.
Yeah, me included. This is one of our many. I'm sorry, that was inappropriate.
That's not
For
gonna
Christ's
happen for a
sakes,
while.
she's 19 for God's sakes. This is
It
this
looks like a nipple.
one of our many incredible Hulk
You
references.
went back for it. That's what's amazing. With everything that everyone
You know
said,
that-
you're like, I'm gonna take a second swing.
I understand that Piker Ang Lee got the idea to do the Incredible Hulk movie from watching Family Guy.
Is that
that's
right?
That's what I heard.
Really?
That's what I
No,
heard,
really?
yes.
Come on.
Oh
You're
my!
kidding.
I just made that up.
Oh, okay. You said it with such conviction. We all
Well,
believe
I've got
You
that
couldn't let us. You
straight-faced
couldn't
delivery.
let. Yeah.
These are the private moments in Mr. Weed's house and life.
Hello, friends. If you are watching this, I am dead, and I bet you're pretty bummed.
Pretty bummed.
The Happy-Go-Lucky Toy Factory shall be torn down to make way for the Happy-Go-Lucky Terminal Disease Institute.
What?
The demolition.
It's another one of those times where we all just riveted by the show. Someone tunes in for commentary. There's nothing there.
The show's really funny.
Oh, this was a funny little bit.
It really, yeah.
About your your background and skills.
And?
You know, I gotta be honest with you. I only have another week and a half here, and I have completely checked out.
Now that says Mike Barker to me. I feel
Yeah.
like that was a joke that he
What
pitched.
should I do?
That was kind of his philosophy on the show, wasn't it? That's right. I said it.
Chef?
It may have been a Mike Barker.
Mike Barker in a cage match.
I could be
next
wrong,
week.
but it feels like a.
Oh, sorry, we're out of towels. Let me get that for you, sir.
Bathroom attendants always make me nervous.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's what fed this. We came up with this. It's one of the worst. There can't be a worse job than
Yeah.
sitting in a public
Oh, it's got to
toilet.
be awful. Well, also
Crack whore assistant.
but it's nervous
is the
for
worst job.
us the
Or assistant.
the urinees. I don't know if that's the proper.
Urinator.
And here
Yeah,
Peter's
right.
getting more desperate and yet more politically incorrect,
Yeah.
which is Peter's wand.
There was a version of that bathroom attendant thing where the guy not only just dried his hands on Peter's vest, but actually took his wallet.
Took his wallet,
Right.
yeah.
And I think we cut that for some reason. I can't remember.
Now this use of the term Cleveland steamer, I'm pretty
For a good time, sweet cheeks?
amazed that.
My God.
I'm amazed that we could use that too, because that's an actual thing, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you want, a Cleveland steamer?
And it means I'd love to hear you say this, Steve, because you're such a nice guy, and it would be funny coming out of you.
I'll defer. But originally it was a half and half, and we couldn't say half and half. But somehow we got Cleveland steamer, which seems
Which means
worse to me.
to have sex with someone and then to shit on their chest.
Okay.
Good night, everybody.
That's not a term you need to memorize, Mila.
No.
Nothing you'd ever hear Hal
Paying attention
Fishman
to the
say.
show. I wasn't even paying attention to you guys.
Deviants across the nation just
yeah.
reached puberty.
Now this bit, I remember making a note.
Well, that we actually animated Charles Nelson Riley.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's too classic.
Charles Nelson Riley and Richard Dawson, but they have Brett Summers in the wrong position. She's supposed to be in the top center, and she's in the left center.
Oh.
Steve,
It
now we're
ruined.
gonna get tons of letters.
I know it's.
You're going to have to answer them.
Bring in a couple of bucks.
Peter, please listen to me. When we got married,
Now Ray
you were
Romano
both
could never get away with that.
Body.
She does.
Yeah, we've been talking about the way she's
you
drawn
put
all
your
night.
dream aside in order to provide for this family.
Yeah?
Well, I've saved some money from teaching piano and.
Look how well
I
dressed
saved
Chris
this
is in that
perfect
picture in the
time for
background.
this
Still got the hat on.
Still got the cap.
Does anybody know what the top of his head looks like?
You know, we see it a few times, and it's like when Meg has her hat off. It's always
When
very
has she had her
strange.
hat off?
So disconcerting.
She's when she's dressed up for like
at the prom.
or something. Yeah.
We would joke a lot though that she would take off her hat and there would just be a giant bald spot underneath that she was concealing it with that hat.
Oh, Peter.
I've taken a lot of shit for that hat
hats?
design
A lot of
because
Cleveland
Oh, we
Steamers.
brought Margot back again.
yeah.
I don't remember that.
We did. That was.
She was quite a gamer.
We had to
Oh, no,
change that from.
Now this is this is interesting. We used a Ron Jones, a composer, put together a Renaissance court band with all antique instruments for the background music in this. And in the end credits, he arranged a version of the Family Guy theme for a medieval court band, and it's
That's really cool.
yeah.
I want to
Did we win
point
an
out
Emmy
that in that scene right before, where Peter gets out of the car, the door opened the wrong way. Just one of the many.
One of the many problems and errors with Family Guy.
Yes.
No, it's a custom car, like a DeLorean.
Oh.
This was this was a very ambitious flashback for us.
It's a cheeseburger.
At one point, it was probably about twice as long as it ended up being.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more ambitious than it ended up, but
ready to believe anything. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I wandered around for hours and somehow ended up at the Renaissance Fair. I can fly! Oh my God!
Oh shit.
That's Will Ferrell, right?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah. I don't know why I said I think it is. I know that it is. Trying to play coy here. No, that's Will Ferrell.
Word of advice. The path to knighthood is paved with strength and nobility, not LSD and sideburns.
And from
He
that
is
moment
endlessly
on, I knew
entertaining.
Yeah.
someday I wanted to be a knight like him.
There's also a very notable voice coming up. I might get
Oh,
his name.
Lee Ermey.
Yeah.
Yeah. The for the sergeant from Full Metal Jacket.
Also, the voice of the army man from.
This
Well,
is
he
him right
was.
here.
I can honestly say in this record, I started doing push-ups.
he's the real thing.
He was an actual military man, right?
He was a drill sergeant.
Yeah.
You know what you are? You're a candy-ass maggot. You find something funny, maggot?
Sir, no, sir!
You love the Middle Ages, don't you?
Sir, yes, sir!
The concept of a geocentric universe gets you sexually excited, doesn't it?
Sir, yes, sir!
You want to make 16th century Hungry mathematician Johannes Kepler, your bitch, don't you?
I had just read Cosmos by Carl Sagan.
Yeah.
Which is a history of.
And Family Guy can be very erudite.
Sure,
you can
sure.
learn.
You can learn.
You can learn, kids. Johannes Kepler and Cleveland Steamer.
Yeah.
That's two things that you learned in this episode.
And the fact that knights are magnetized by cleavage.
Ding.
And that Mort Goldman's penis is too small to reach the metal.
Or he wasn't
crotch
paying
cup.
attention.
Yeah.
Come on.
Right. Well, true.
I just
True.
wanted to thank you. I don't
Is
know
he
if you
shaking?
remember,
He
but
is, yeah.
when I was a kid, you helped me
There
get my
was an
wife
earlier,
right.
maybe that scene got cut or something, but I remember a storyboard at one point where the Black Knight was smoking,
Oh yeah.
and he actually was lighting a cigarette
I
at
think
the
he-
end of the tip of his hood.
Oh, we cut.
Oh, yeah,
for
we did
time,
cut it.
yeah.
He did smoke from the end of his hood.
Porker. Yes, I'm calling you
This is
a porker, and there's nothing you
It's
can
interesting.
do
People made a lot of fat jokes about Meg, implying that she was slightly overweight. And
Giving women across the nation a complex.
right.
That's right. I'm calling you drunky, and there's nothing you can do about it because I'm pretty.
Well, too late to fix that now, huh?
The toast is ready.
I'll get it, Lois. There you go.
Little
Peter,
girls
maybe
across
you
the
should
country who
bring your
purchased
lance
this
to the
DVD
table.
are
Lois,
cultivating
if I'm
eating
gonna get good enough to
disorders
impress
right
the
this
Black
moment.
Knight, my lance must be with me at all times. Oh, you guys are gonna be so proud when you see me out on
Chris's
that field.
profile is
Now, if
very
you'll excuse
ape-like.
me, I
It
gotta go play.
is.
It's a little disturbing.
Ow.
I remember being in the booth when Mila was doing all that screaming.
Mila, yeah, you're a hell of a screamer. I'll tell you that much.
Seth.
This might be the time I should tell people listening that I worked at the Renaissance Fair for about 8 years.
Yeah.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you really?
In the fruit ice booth at the Los Angeles Renaissance Fair.
The fruit ice booth.
And brought a lot of my experiences to this particular episode.
You know, I served there one summer, and I had to say this was very accurate. I needed to know who the person on the inside was.
We talked at one point about having a fruit
Completely
ice
serious.
booth in the background. I don't know if you did that though.
Yeah.
You worked at the Renaissance Fair?
I did. As a volunteer, my friend and I got dressed up in costumes and walked around greeting people in old English voices.
If you can say huzzah, they'll hire you at the Renaissance Fair.
We said huzzah and many other things.
There you go.
We were probably pretty
Freaking perfect.
Didn't they
under the
do?
influence at the time, though.
I was gonna say you guys.
Not that I promote that.
Didn't they
sort
do
of
an episode of Small Wonder where somebody got a goose up the crotch?
I think we borrowed it from that one, yeah.
Right.
Oh God, Peter, play that.
There is a
girl
goose
up
in my
an
crotch.
asshole or something.
This does not compute.
That was a terrifying show.
I screen tested for it.
Did you really? You screen tested?
really?
Those of you who don't know, Small Wonder was a show. What is
I
it?
love Small Wonder.
With the robot girl.
Oh
Yeah.
my God,
Yeah.
this is
Robot.
a good show.
A scientist father inexplicably develops.
Wait, you did not audition for that show.
I tested for
What,
it.
what,
be
what
the
was the
brother?
part?
To be the kid, yeah. But
Wow.
They cast
Oh
that
my
kid Jamie instead.
You know
With
that
the
is
hair
that
down
is
the
that
button,
is
sure.
that is almost that's as close a call as me missing my plane on September 11th.
Was the
Just
part?
that insane.
Yeah, that's an accurate comparison.
Was the part that you tested for? Was it also a robot? Or
No, it was the lead. It was the kid. It was
No,
the
he
kid on
was
the show.
the non-robot kid.
The non-robot kid who became
Okay.
the best friend of Vicky.
And wasn't that show on at a weird time of day?
It was syndicated, wasn't it?
Okay, I remember being on it like, yeah,
Channel 11 on Fox.
very strange.
I love that show. I used to come home.
Yeah, that's you know you're in bad shape when they're airing your show at 2 in the afternoon and it's a sitcom.
I remember we talked about this in the other episode where Peter and Lois were laughing over the word diarrhea, but this is that other time where they
That's interesting.
shared that moment over big meat.
Alex Borstein's husband Jackson doing the voice of the vacuum guy. But yeah, it's funny. Yeah, that was a Peter Lois relationship element that emerged.
I always like those moments.
Yeah, they both have a good sense of bathroom humor.
Mother's cleavage. Now let's go live to the field where the Black Knight is preparing to challenge his next opponent.
Okay.
That's Mila gargling. The
Farrelly brothers
The
just hit
golf-
puberty.
This is the Gary Glitter song, right? Interesting fellow, Gary Glitter.
Say no more.
No more need be said.
Just be careful who's looking in your computer hard drive. I think
Lock
is,
up your wives and daughters.
Point well taken.
Yeah.
The Black Knight's next challenger will be.
That was another example of Stewie trying to connect with Peter, and he didn't connect. But he tried.
Yeah, I like that
He
sort
made
of
an effort.
Stewie's little mini runner for the episode.
It's a very nice job by director Mike DiMartino in this episode.
Well, that's it, folks. It looks like the Black Knight is out of challengers and is once again undefeated.
Hey, what's your fat ass doing here?
Only means of conveyance.
Nicely done.
That guy pops
the
up
bait and switch.
He was also the
performance artist.
The performance artist who was
in
gonna
the episode Chitty Chitty Death Bang.
exactly. Back in the days when we were giving all the episodes names with death and
Yeah.
murder in them.
Until you guys ran out of death, murder,
Yeah.
Right,
and then changed the philosophy.
Exactly. Right around 1 ACX05.
Yes.
If I remember
Steve,
correctly.
the call letters of the episodes, the way they were cataloged by Fox, Steve can name all of them.
I feel like we've already talked about this in one of my other episodes.
You always sound like the little girl from Small Wonder when you get
Yeah.
actual
1 ACX05.
Steve, what's episode 2 ACX16?
Oh, you know what? My memory is fading a little bit. I can guess
You're
on
getting
that
older.
one. I think. Oh no, wait, no, that one is that. That's not Forefather. Is it?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. All right. I pulled it
awesome
off.
achievement.
Thank you. Thank you. This is the big climax.
This is Peter Heroic. Something we don't often see.
Oh, we missed that whole fizzle run, which
Oh, right.
I want to give credit to Mark Henteman for.
Yes.
It was all him.
Oh, Peter, that was amazing. You were so
That is a strong horse.
Boy, I was lucky about the car, huh?
Take that, you bastard!
I love that the Black Knight drives a Hyundai.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, no matter how tough he is, he drives a Hyundai.
A yellow one.
Yeah, right.
No thanks, Coach. I've lived my dream. And besides, my life is here with my family.
There's a little fourth Wally moment coming up.
What's that gonna do for a job?
Oh, it'll be okay, Chris. Remember that episode of The Honeymooners when Ralph lost his job, but at the end of the show he didn't get it back?
Oh, yeah, what was up with that? That
It's an actual episode. Always fucking bug the shit out of
Yeah.
me.
And I
Oh,
remember
here's
you commenting on it. And of course, we're doing the exact same thing. Peter.
See, listen, it's Family Guy.
Oh,
theme,
yeah.
I hear recorder. My favorite instrument.
You like the recorder, Dan?
I do like
Have
the
you?
recorder.
Did you used to play the recorder?
I
Dan?
did play the recorder.
Is
thank
that a
you.
fact?
Yes.
My sister took a recorder
I assume
class
that's what
in
you were
college.
getting at.
I will tell no lies.
Are you? How skilled are you? Can you?
I could play 2 songs. One of them was half complicated.
What song?
I don't
Not
know.
bad.
I don't know that song.
Nothing you know.
Okay.
There's no familiar song you can play
Isn't
on a
that by
recorder.
Avril Lavigne?
Have complicated.